So, the second series of the day begins. Whocl versus Gabi. Welcome everyone, you guys, to game number 1. Whocl is going to be on the left-hand side playing with the Gujaras. The civilization is going to give the bull player 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TCs. Is going to have the ability to garrison her the walls inside the mills. And then on top of that, we'll see for the Gujaras 20, 30, and 40% higher bonus damage from mounted units against enemy units. And then finally for the team bonus, elephant and camel type units for the Gujaras get trained 25% faster. Meanwhile, Gabi on the right hand side is going to have, instead with the Mongols, 40% faster working hunters. She's gonna have also light cavalry, hussar, and steppe lancers with 30% extra HP with the civilization. And in addition to that, Gabi's got with the Mongols as well, 25% faster attacking cavalry archers for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scoutline units. Map generation, on the other hand, for Whocl is going to have the main goal forward. We're going to have the secondary goals on the left-hand side, very far away. And then the main stone is going to be towards the southwest, and the secondary stone is going to be towards the northeast. Shouldn't be too difficult to wall over here. However, you do have to keep an eye on the wool lines, because these can be kind of patchy and hard to wall. But if you go for something like this, and then maybe from something like from here to here, here to here, you'll be able to secure one of the wool lines, you'll be able to secure the berries, you'll be able to secure the hunting as well. And this map is going to favor the Mongols so much. We're going to take a look at how much hunting is going to be available around Gabi's space. But one thing worth mentioning though is that, you know, Whocl's resources are definitely not in the best location for him to take advantage of these. Like, the stone is way too far away, and the gold over here is super forward to the stone, the golds, like everything's so far away, man. I'm not really sure how exactly Whocl is going to go about securing those resources, but taking a look at the right hand side for the map generation of Gabi, she's got the main goal on the right hand side. She's gonna have the secondary goals on the left hand side, both of these, and then she's got the main stone down south, and the secondary stone is going to be on the right hand side. Kind of far away as well for her at the same time, comparable to Whocl's map generation, with the difference that the stone is going to be quite safe, and then she's got the berries over here in the back as well. Now, we were talking about the hunting on this map, and Mongols will take advantage of it. We have hunting over here, we have hunting over here, and if you take a look at the minimap, you're going to see hunting everywhere. There is extra hunting over here as well. There is extra hunting here and here. All around the map, basically, even around here as well. There is so much for Gabi to take advantage of. So long as she finds a way to keep those villagers safe, she'll be able to keep on collecting so many resources for free as Gaia is going to provide. No bets? Yeah, sure, we can enable bets. Guys, Gabi is gonna be option 2. Whocl is going to be option 1. And for the next 5 minutes, you're going to be able to predict who you think is going to win game number 1. You go. Predictions are on right now. You can use your channel points.
Namaste.
Beautiful field just coming up for both these players already. We have militias in the way for Gabi. She'll be the one putting pressure. Whocl. Not so much. He has been pushing the deer though, and Gabi's been getting scouting information over here. And Whocl kind of needs to push the deer. That was such a close quick ball though! From Whocl, Gabi walks away. What? No! Oh man, this is so bad. Gabi knows. She knows. Is she expecting a douche? Oh, man. Should I call the predictions off already? Do you think Whocl's got it in him to still have a chance at this game after what just happened? Good thing I bet on Gabi. Yeah, he deleted the TC by accident. He tried to delete the gates that he plays when Gabi was roaming around, and oh man, that was just awful. And yeah, he deleted the gates, he deleted the TC, and he deleted the villager as well. I'm not really sure why the villager is not showing here, but he also deleted the villager. Plan the lead to save the berries. Sure, calculated. Yeah, militias have become Minotaurs now, and Gabi, well, I mean, she's in a much better position, right? She's got the archer ranger of the app, a barracks coming, a blacksmith coming in for fletching, and a villager forward as well. So she's gonna go for the tower to push the villagers away from here. And yeah, basically Whocl's just going to have resources available around the TC, and the archers when they come around from Gabi. Oh, interesting. Okay, she's not going for the tower. Okay, she's just going to make use of the archers. But yeah, I was going to say when the red player starts going for the archers around, she could place like the archers over here as well, just beyond the TC range, and still push the villagers away from the wood, so it doesn't seem like it matters too much. Archer range is on the way now for Whocl. Where's that archer range? Yeah, he doesn't really have too much space to work with. He's got just this tiny base. Goes up actually, yes. Probably shouldn't have. But still doesn't seem like it's going to achieve much of anything, right? We have the Minotaurs from Gabi. She can try and take the archer range down. Mons might be the worst civilization to happen this against as well. Yes, I'm just going to close the predictions right now. Can I do that actually? Yes, let's do it. The longer the game goes, the more this is going to be defined, whether it's going to be a landslide for Gabi or not, so we're just going to close it over there. Gujaras, the Yamni counter civilization along with the Hindustanis. Horrible matchup for Mongols. Well, Gabi's certainly looking stronger, for sure. There's no denying that. But she will end up losing the Minotaurs, and she does still have only archers to work with, while Whocl already has skirmishers, right? So Gabi's just going to stick to archers. Whocl should be able to push the archers away. But it's still going to take a monumental comeback over here for Whocl to bring the game back. And Gabi's laming! She's laming on the left-hand side, going for the palisades around the goals. Oh boy. She's absolutely punishing Whocl. She had already gotten the houses up, the palisades up. Sure, she's got the villagers still forward. She's got the stone still to go for a tower if she needs to. So she could go for a tower on the right-hand side and push the villagers away from this wood, for instance. Or one on the right-hand side and push the villagers away from the goal. But she does need a little bit of extra military. There's something different as well. Just archers against skirmishers not going to work. Do we have a stable for Gabi? She doesn't have a stable right now. And to be fair, I was not really expecting to see archers necessarily from the Mongols. But she will be all the wisest to go for one stable right now so that she can actually start countering the skirmishes, because it's actually giving Whocl a lot of extra time. To be fair, Gabi also manages to get enough resources to click out to the castle age. She's gonna be there significantly earlier compared to Whocl, so there's that. That's about it. You can't really open scouts for the Minotaurs. Well, I mean, Gabi saw that the TC was going down if you're referring to Whocl going for scouts. Or actually, Whocl going for Minotaur, sorry. But yeah, of course, when I was saying Gabi going for scouts, potentially, that would have been without the Minotaur's push, right? Beautiful. 30 seconds. And Gabi's gonna get in the castle age early. Whocl is clicking up right now. He's only 3 workers behind, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Yes, yes, we are going to replay the Topol later, for sure. And she's got into the castle age, so she's going for... should be going for crossbow, Bakinara. Hey, she did go for the stable. Where is it? And she's got knights on the way. Well, all the better, right? Skirmishers. Even against crossbows, they're already going to struggle. And against knights, of course, they are not going to stand a chance whatsoever. There we go. Beautiful. Down the south. Some of the crossbows going down to the skirmishers for sure, but that's only going to be as long as the skirmishers are alive. And now the moment the knights hit this area, Gabi should be much better off, and she's got a siege workshop coming in as well. You gotta admit though, Whocl has actually done a really good job keeping the villagers alive and hunting around for the most part. And Gabi, on the other hand, she's not really been taking advantage of this, despite the fact that she's been the one calling the shots over here. She's been the one in the driver's seat for the most part. She should have been able to take advantage of all the hunting over here, and it's just not been the case. There we go. Doesn't it have a stone for another TC? Yeah, and Gabi, I mean, he did go for the second TC. Doesn't have stone for the third TC, of course. Gabi, on the other hand, did go for the second TC. She doesn't have stone to go for a third TC, but she doesn't need to. She's still very much ahead. And well, Whocl has been able to survive up until this point. That doesn't mean that he's done particularly well this game, of course. Shouldn't she be really ahead by now? I mean, a tower and scouts would have dominated. Yeah, I think there are a few things that Gabi could have done better in the fuel age to just seal the deal over there, but she wanted to play for the castle age, and it's taking a little longer for her to seal the deal over here, but she's definitely ahead still. 12 extra villagers. About 4 times the military count. There There you are. Here come the Rams. Once they take the production buildings down, it's not going to be a means to defend Whocl's economy over here anymore. Basically, he's kind of stuck in a single screen over here. He's collecting wood from next to the TC. He's trying to collect wood from the south over here, but of course the moment the skirmishes get cleaned out, then these crosses are going to push the lumberjacks away, so he's going to get once again pushed towards the TC. So he calls it GG. Let's go back and relive what happened to Whocl. It was a little bit earlier than this. Probably about here, right? Yeah, right there actually. Let's go back a little bit more. And check this out. Gabi was trying to get the scouting done, and Whocl tried to get the quick walls up over here. So he managed to get one gate up. He tried to go for the other one. He failed to do so. And then he tried to delete. Yes. He tried to delete the gate, and he deleted the TC instead. He deleted the villager as well. So this is a mess up that you don't get to see at this level. Basically ever. And yeah, we got to witness it in a tournament game as well. That's gonna feel bad for Whocl though, to be fair, but Gabi got immediately, you know, she got vision of it immediately almost. And yeah, and was able to take advantage of it for the most part. Let's play the predictions off. And go for the achievements before jumping into game number 2. We're going to see then a better KD for Gabi, about 21 to 20. Economy, a stronger economy for Gabi. Hey, Rosa. Hi, hi. For society, yeah, I mean, do we even need to go for the achievements? Gabi was going to dominate anyway, right? And APM is a little higher for Whocl, maybe a little bit too fast for his own good, you could say. Whocl is Chilean? I think so, yes. And thank you for reminding me so that I can put the flags up. And here we go, 1-0 for the Brazilian. And game number 2 is going to take place on 45 clearing instead. And Whocl, he's going to be on the left-hand side, playing with the Turks. He's going to have with this civilization 25%. Oh, predictions, yes. There we go. Same options, different question. Who takes game number 2? For the civilizations, we're going to see that Whocl is going to give with the Turks a bunch of bonuses. There are so many. First off, he gets with the civilization 25% extra HP on gunpowder units. It's going to have free chemistry, as well as a 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. And he has Light Cavalry and Hussar upgrades for free. 1 extra pierce armor on those units. There is something else that they get that I'm not quite sure about right now. I'm forgetting one bonus for... Oh, there we go. 25% faster working gold miners. And then for the team bonus, the Turks are going to have also 25% faster trading gunpowder units. Gabi playing with the Spanish instead will get faster working builders as well as faster attacking gunpowder units instead. She gets gold less blacksmith upgrades in addition to the team bonus. Well, team bonus is going to be for team games for this civilization specifically, so it's not too relevant over here. And I think that's going to be about it. The rest of the bonuses are going to be either for team games or for water maps. So yeah, it's going to be about it, right? Fast Arabia or just spec shenanigans? Wait, what? What do you mean? It's gonna take a look at the map generation, starting with Whocl. Oh, was it a fast game, or were you not able to spectate? Oh, I wouldn't say that it was a fast game. Maybe it could have been significantly faster, but I did spectate it. Yes, it was somewhat quick, let's say. Taking a look at the map generation for Whocl, what do we get? He's got the main goal in the back. He's got the main stone up in the north. Secondary goal is all the way up to the northwest, very, very far away. And the other secondary goal is going to be beyond the walls. While for stone, we are going to have the secondary stone beyond the walls as well. And this is just to be expected, right? But the location that he's got for the main stone in the main goal over here is fantastic. And then the secondary goal should be pretty easy to protect as well. If he's go for some walls out over here and just try to connect the wood lines like this and then towards the edge of the map, that should be fantastic. Happy New Year to you too as well, Reynald. How did it feel? Where are you based, by the way? I'm in Salta, and it was quite nice actually last night. A lot of fireworks, a lot, significantly more so compared to last year, and I think it might be related to the World Cup, probably. I don't know if you found the case to be the same in your city or not. San Telmo, I see. But yeah, for me that was the case over here. People is choosing pretty and colorful fireworks over noisy ones. Yes, yes, and that was the case over here. We had so much more fireworks as opposed to, like, you know, firecrackers, that kind of stuff. And it was nice. It was nice. I actually enjoyed watching the fireworks quite a lot. I had to spend New Year here at home. I got an invitation to go spend it over with some family, but I was sick and I felt like it was irresponsible to go to a party of people while being sick, right? So I just stayed home and it was nice still. That's one of the benefits of living in an apartment building as opposed to a house. I got much better vision for the fireworks. COVID? I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't test myself, but I've been staying at home regardless. It doesn't feel like it. At the very least, I don't think it does. It just seemed to be a cold. And I'm already better. Like, I was bad one day and I'm already better. I felt good yesterday. I just still was coughing and sneezing. And I don't know, it just felt irresponsible, right? I spent the whole pandemic complaining about people making illegal parties during the restrictions and stuff. And I said it would be very hypocritical for me to go. So I decided to stay. Gotta be honest though, New Year with family, I got a pretty heavy cognitive dissonance over there for a moment. I really consider maybe if I just wear the mask and do social distancing. It's New Year, nobody's going to judge me, but I was going to judge myself, so it's whatever. Village is coming out for the players now, and we took a look at the map generation for the Bull player. We didn't really take a look at the map generation for Gabi. What does she have? This is not quite as good though. She's got this gold very close to the walls, which means if the Bull player, and you know what goes over here, right? If the Bull player is going to be the one scouting along the walls like this, he's going to spot the gold. And because of Turks being quite well known to go for castle drops, if he was to go for a castle drop and he got vision of the gold over here, he could potentially use that scouting information to go for a castle over here and then I bow these resources with a single fortification, which would be absolutely amazing. Besides this gold, Gabi's going to have one more on the back over here, the secondary one, and then the other secondary gold is going to be beyond the walls, of course. The main stones on the back for her, that's good. However, I would say that the map generation for the Bull player has been better this game. Yeah, for sure. Never tried testing himself for COVID. He bought pregnancy tests instead. God damn it, guys. Instructions unclear. Alright, yeah, it's coming up at about the same time for both these players. Only about a few extra seconds of extra LTC time for Gabi, but she's doing pretty well overall. Stone walls for Whocl. Alright! Up in the north, we see the stone walls coming up as well. Very interesting. He's playing for economy over here, but he's not going up on a strong enough villager count to fast imp, so it's going to be a fast castle into economy as opposed to the... But he is collecting stone. So it is going to be a fast castle drop, Janissary production. Yeah, going for the stone walls over there would certainly have you believe he was making a play for either economy or something else than just standard, right? But yeah, he just wants to be cautious here. Whocl is an experienced arena player. If he can turn this into an arena-like match, I feel like he has a strong chance. Well, that might be it. That might be it. Just having the stone walls up over here, because he's already been collecting stone, right? Is going to give him some peace of mind. He does not have the villagers going forward, so he's just going to go for the castle inside the walls. And if we take a look at the scouting information with the light cavalry over here, he doesn't really know anything about the resources from Gabi. Meanwhile, Gabi, she's going to go for a castle herself. And it's going to be the fight of Janissaries versus Conquistadors. Turks will have a stronger army in the long run, so he has that going for him. Yeah. Monastery on the way. Meanwhile, Gabi, on the other hand, yeah, she's not going for the monastery yet. She's got the resources, it's just not to go for it. You count the Janissaries, there we go. Some Janissaries from map control, get 2, 3 relics, then chill. Should be fine on paper. Yeah, absolutely. Gabi, I'm not familiar with this player's skills on arena. I don't think I have seen her play arena in the past too much of. So Whocl's, well, definitely going to be favored over here, right? This is his home map afterwards, and after all, rather, and he seems to be quite confident. Let's see. From what I've seen, she is more of an open map player. We're with our friends. Their kids like fireworks, but their dog was very scared, so we were only watching for a short time. Right, yeah. In that sense, that has improved over here compared to previous years. In the past, there were a lot more, like very, very loud fireworks, which weren't really fireworks. Not the ones that you light up the sky with, but rather the ones that you just throw on the ground and they just explode. Basically tiny bombs. And there has not been too much of it this year. But the fireworks themselves, they are still somewhat noisy. I'm not really sure, is it possible to have like low noise fireworks? I would imagine it's probably more expensive though. Like can you have fireworks that are still nice for lighting up the sky, but do not scare do not scare your pets away? I'm actually not really sure if it's the case or not. There's a second TC on the way now for Whocl as well. Do you know that Elite Janissary is unique among the non-siege units with having 0 frame delay? Elite Janissary is unique among the non-siege units with having 0 frame delay. So there is no attack delay, right? Which for the Conquistadors is 0.4. Is that it? That used to be the case for the Mangala before they changed it. Is the Janissary the only unit to have it right now? Assuming that we are talking about the same thing. Like the old Mangala. Right, yeah, okay. That's it. No, I had no idea actually. Has that always been the case for Elite Janissary, or did that get changed? I don't remember. From any other patches reading that. Only the Elite Janissary, always been? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Don't crossbows also have 0 frame delay? I don't think so. Nice knife though, Gabi taking one of the monks down. As Lucio was trying to go and capitalize from the relics down south. There are 3 over here. The Gabi is gonna try to collect herself. The center. So far it's favor Whocl, who's collected 2 relics out of the 5 available at the center. We still have 3 aphographs. Crossbows have 15 frame delay? 15? Wait. 0.4 for these. 12? So is that 3? Is that a 30 FPS? So 12 will be for the crossbows 0.4, right? Sorry. Not 0.4. 0.5. Yeah, I'm not really sure the math's certainly not adding up right now, but you know. Nice monk over there, snipe. And the Janissaries, they're actually struggling a little bit. Gabi, she's going up to the Imperial Age. CL is making a play for economy over here on the other hand. And Gabi, she's going after the monk and she's going to get him. And she's going to take a bunch of the Janissaries down over here. Although some of the Conquistadors also do go down. She's going to try to buy herself some time to get the castle up over here. Let's see if she's going to be able to do it. She had to be careful. If Whocl got one big volley over here against the cast foundation, I'm pretty sure she would have been able to, or actually Whocl would have been able to deny the castle. Full stop. Yeah, but in the end she's just trying to buy herself enough time to get the castle up, and this is so tight. Yeah, and she's getting the castle up. If it weren't because of the faster working builders for the Spanish, that castle would... My lord! It's getting the knife at 98.27%. I was going to say it was going to get the knife for sure, but in the end it does end up getting delayed at the very least. There's a lot of losses that Gabi couldn't really afford to take, given her much weaker economy. And you were saying earlier, this is what you're expecting, right? Not only does Whocl have a fantastic civilization for a map like this, but also he seems to be the more experienced player for these types of maps. There you go. Yeah, and the castle comes up in the end, but what does the castle give Gabi though? She's got 28 villagers left. Whocl has managed to breach through the palisades on the back of Gabi's base. He's got some Janissaries already pushing the villagers away from the wood line, from the farms. And Gabi, we just got the trebuchet. Let's see. Try and put some pressure with. However, Whocl, if he plays his cards right, yeah, there we go. Gabi's just gonna have to try and bring the trebuchet as far away as possible so the Janissaries can arrange it from underneath the castle. She's trying to take the hill advantage here. Yeah, she's got another trebuchet on the way. That's good. She's got the Trev over there. Coming out. To be fair, Whocl doesn't really have too many Janissaries. But he's got a much stronger economy, and once he gets to the Imperial Age, he might actually not need the Janissaries to trample Gabi, right? Turks are going to have many options in the later stages of the game. With a much stronger economy, over twice the worker count for Whocl, should be able to significantly outproduce Gabi no matter what he goes for. Does Whocl have a siege workshop yet? No, he's not gonna be able to go for bombard cannons right away, unfortunately for him. Otherwise, yeah, if he was able to keep the castle up for long enough and he had a siege workshop, he will be able to go for the bombard cannons and take the churches right down, right? But the castle goes down. Gabi, she cancels the trebuchet and is gonna try and make a play for extra conquistadors, I reckon. The problem though is, what will she really be able to do? Double castle conquistador production, no economy to work with, going for much of anything besides just that. Whocl on the other hand is getting wheelbarrow, still has over twice the worker count, and it's gonna be in the Imperial Age very soon himself. Seems quite vital. I agree. If he had the siege workshop, he would already be able to start going for bombard cannons. Instead, he's going for another castle. But I don't expect this to be a full Janissary play from Whocl, right? He seems to be kind of hard set to go for more Janis. If he's just going to limit himself to Janissary production, he's got just the one castle to work with. Gabi still has 2 trebuchets to work with as well, so the moment she realizes about the castle, she'll be able to start putting some pressure, assuming that she gets enough conquistadors to hold on against Janissaries over here. Once again, she does have 2 castles, potentially out to double castle production. She's just not going for it yet. Conquistadors coming out. A little bit of a struggle. Gabi does not want to give up on economy. I don't know how I feel about this. Given the fact that she was already behind, I would feel like it would be better for Gabi to just try and prioritize. If she was going to stick to Conquistador, right? Just try and prioritize military production, because she has to idle the castles for a while to go for extra villages. It's going to take forever for her to get a proper economy, right? So just try to go all in, full military production. Potentially even another trebuchet. There we go. A lot of monks over here for Whocl as well. Yes, Gabi does not have anything on the like herself. Does she have a stable? Nah, and even if she did, yeah, she wouldn't really be able to do much of anything, right? Even if she had the resources to go for scouts, the Janissaries would take care of those. Here comes the engagement! Gabi realizes about the monks and bails right away! No way she is taking this fight. But the problem is, if she does not take the fight right now, when will she? Whocl, on a much stronger economy, has managed to get himself on a much stronger military right now as well. And from this point onwards, it's just going to get progressively better for the blue player. And it's going to get progressively harder for Gabi to get a good engagement, right? I mean, she can go for extra conquistadors for sure. And Whocl is only going to be able to produce 1 Janissary at a time. Gabi was going to be able to produce 2 conquistadors at a time. But so long as we have monk production coming in from Whocl as well, that kind of compensates for the lack of Janissary production in a sense. Because all he's got to do is just convert some of the conquistadors over, and that already negates for the extra production from Gabi. This was an opportunity for Gabi to try and take an engagement against the Janissaries over there. Unfortunately, the opportunities passed already. The window of opportunity, so to say, is shot already, and the castle goes down. One castle left for Gabi. She's going for Bloodlines. Only now. And still, she does not have a stable, so she won't be able to go for scouts to counter the monks. And so long as the monks are alive over here, so long as Whocl is able to pay attention to the monks, both players should be in a much better position. So it's shaping out to be a 1-1. Don't see a very strong win condition for Gabi here, and Bloodlines isn't going to help much. Yeah, it's not going to do anything against the monks, right? They'll just make the unit stronger once they become Whocl's. We'll see the conversions coming now. 1 conversion connects. 2 conversions connect. 3 conversions connect. 4 conversions connect. Make that 5 conversions total. These conquistadors have gone down to 14, and the Janissaries are more numerous. Plus the convert the conquistadors and the remaining monks over here, which will regenerate faith. Eventually we'll be able to get more units out of Gabi's army. It's going to be enough for the bull player to get the game, so it's going to be 1-1. You called it, and we saw it. Whocl, taking his home map over here, is going to equalize the series over here, and it's going to guarantee a 4-game series. Now, game number 1 was not particularly long. Game number 2 didn't feel particularly long, even if it was 40 minutes. Let's go through the achievements and see what we get. Better KV for Whocl, the only player getting conversions as well. Much stronger economy, surprising no one. Over 50% of extra resources collected compared to Gabi. For society, a higher villager max count for Whocl. Not only that, he only lost a single villager throughout the game. And Gabi, on the other hand, yeah, it was not the game for the Brazilian player. Let's go back, cross the map out in the civilizations, and wait to see what we get for game number 3. And here we are, guys. Game number 3 is here. Whocl playing with Dravidians. Venue for the 3rd game is going to be Houseboat. So Whocl playing with Dravidians down the south. Meanwhile, Gabi playing with Malay towards the northeast of the map as well. And we are going to enable predictions once again. For the next 5 minutes, you'll be able to use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 3. Option 1, Whocl. Option 2, Gabi. For the civilizations, we're going to get for Whocl with the Dravidians. 200 extra wood. Upon reaching a new age, a 50% barracks upgrade discount. 25% faster attacking skirmisher, elephant archer units for the Dravidians, in addition to 15% extra carrying capacity on fishermen and fishing ships. Which means for the Dravidians, the fishing ships and the villages are going to be absolutely amazing. Taking a look at the right hand side up in the north, Gabi playing with the Malay will get a 66% boost in research time for the ages. So going out to the feudal, castle, and imperial ages is going to be 66% faster, which is going to result in about 40% of the research time being saved. And besides that, we also see for the Malay 33% cheaper fish traps that provide 300% additional food. So the Malay with pond control over here is absolutely fantastic, and it's very cost effective for food income. The Red Player Civilization, in addition to that, is going to have also 30 and 40% cheaper Battle Elephant Line units. And for the team bonus, we're going to have for Gabi Civilization. There we go. For the team bonus, we are going to have for Gabi Civilization 2 extra, actually twice, the line of sight from ducks. So if she were to go for 1 duck over here in front, this would be a very nice spot, because she will be able to fish from here. There is some fish over here as well, and this duck would already provide so much vision. Most of the front would already be covered by a single building. Yeah, that'll be good actually. It's not like she's got a huge incentive, to go back and try to turtle and go for walls over here because there are no resources on the back for the most part. We have stone up in the north, we have a stone on the right hand side, and then some gold up in the north over here, but it's not particularly easy to wall this up, right? Yeah, so something like this would have been good. She's going for one on the right hand side. It's okay, so long as she keeps vision at the front of her lake over here, potentially with the transfer ship. It's just going to be higher APM requirements for the Brazilian player. Whocl, on the other hand, is going for a back dock, and he does have a little bit more of a back economy over here to work with. Now, pretty similar to the red player, there are no minerals on the back, but he does have two wood lines, so if he goes for something from here to here, and then here to here and here to here, he would be able to secure an entire woodland, which can actually make a big difference when it comes down to navy battles, of course. Apart from adding more elephants, I think shaking out the hybrid map meta has been the best thing from the newest expansion. Dravidians and Bengalis in particular are very curious additions. Yeah, the Bengalis have not really been used that much. I remember we saw them somewhat frequently in Warlords, I think it was, right? Because we had more water maps and hybrid maps because of the way that it worked, but yeah, I don't I'm not really sure. If we have seen them too frequently otherwise. Dravidian swordsman still OP. And the Hob of the Year, once you get wood steel, they can be pretty strong, yep. Fourth duck coming in from Gabi.
Sorry.
And Whocl, notice he sees a scout from Gabi on the left hand side and he immediately sends the transfer ship over to the left hand side. Yeah, and Whocl already has the villagers over here. He's got 3 villagers, a scout over there. Still, the duck's going to come up though, so Gabi can put some pressure. She is ahead significantly earlier. And good unit control over here with the scout. She blocks the units from Whocl and will be able to walk away with the villager. That's fantastic. She still has another villager left over here, but Whocl is going to realize about it. A dock already out for Whocl. 2 docks over here. Second dock's coming in for Gabi. First fire galley's already coming out. She's gotta make a choice. Does she take the land units? Does she take the transfer ship? In my opinion, the transfer ship is going to be the most important one. Scout skirmish comes in favor of Whocl. And he does have 2 fire galleys on the way. Meanwhile, Gabi already has the second and third fire galleys coming out as well. So she's going to be ahead, technically. In a little bit, right? She just needs to wait for the extra units to come out and not take an engagement before when she's outnumbered, so she will bail. She is paying attention. And there we go. Demolition rafts are going to become very important. She's got another villager over here still left though. She did not bring the villager all the way back. So she's got 2 villagers to repair with. She's getting a house right now though. That's not ideal. It's still at a much higher population compared to Whocl, who has gotten a lot of extra idle TC time. Without a transfer ship over here, the blue player cannot really transfer the villagers over, so he's just not producing them. Which is going to be so good for Gabi, of course, the longer the game goes. Now, Whocl is going to try to go for a forward dock himself, and Gabi's not really doing quite as good of a job over here, getting getting vision of her own pawn, as Lucio has been doing so far. Nice shot. Yeah, now the Demolition Raft over here comes out from the wool player, and that's gonna be a good shot. That is a decent shot. That is a decent shot. And now Gabi needs to get a nasty one over here, and it's not going to be possible by the looks of it. And the game is getting a little bit too hectic. It feels to me like Gabi's starting to struggle to keep up compared to Whocl, despite the fact that she's got 3 dogs over here, despite the fact that she's got production begin a little bit earlier compared to Whocl. It's still been a little bit of a struggle, and of course this is without even taking into account the extra workers right now, the faster uptime, right? It's been a little bit of a struggle for Gabi. The dogs are already up for Whocl and going for the fire galleys over here, and Gabi realizes about it. That's good. She needs to go for another dog though. She's gonna stick to one only. That's not gonna suffice. But yeah, if she is going to fight over here, she will need a second dog. If she doesn't, she's just going to get cleaned up over there. But however, Whocl making a play for the 4 dog means that he will be behind back home. Simply put, he's gonna have to produce from both legs at the same time, on both legs at the same time, compared to Gabi, who is gonna be focusing for the most part forward, I would imagine. Extra demolition rafts coming out from Gabi. Not really sure how you read Gabi's trial now, because he was taking awful engagements and the unit control was bad. But I think that's because he was struggling to keep up with everything. She was not struggling in the game, in the sense that her position was still very good, and her position is still very good. She was struggling to keep up, quite clearly. But now she was able to come up on top still, which is great. A lot of things go in her favor right now, and she's taking advantage of it still. Yep, it is definitely a winning position. Just 8 PM. Just struggling to keep up, but she managed to anyway. Doesn't mean that she's done it flawlessly, but it's still good. This could very well be the second point for Gabi. I'm really sure how many people actually would have expected this to be the case after game number 3, right? See a little bit of a land push over here with some skirmishers and Gabi trying to get a tower up. This kind of stuff, right? Like the execution is not the cleanest for the red player. We saw that before with unit control and over here as well. Sending about 30 villagers to build a tower, but she manages it. Like, it's too much of an advantage. Yes, I agree. It's too much of an advantage right now. So long as Gabi doesn't massively throw it, she should be ahead, right? Interestingly enough, at this point in time, Gabi's got as much of a lead as she had in game number 1 after Whocl deleted the TC and started falling behind so much, right? So Gabi's doing a fantastic job over here, taking advantage of the lead overall. And while it was looking a little bit shaky from time to time, yeah, she's managed to hold on to it. From this point onwards, it's going to be much better for the red player. With about 11 extra workers to work with, Gabi should have a much stronger economy. She should be able to go out to the castle age very soon. Whocl. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up losing the TC, actually. How many? He's got 5 villagers over here to try and protect the TC. But we have a lot of fire galleys over there. Well, maybe not so many anymore. Nice demo shot from Whocl. Nice demo shot over there for him as well. Gabi's going to keep on going for more navy. She's got demolition rafts on the way. Confidence is key. It is. You know, so far, both these players have been able to take advantage of their home maps extremely well. And because Gabi was the player to take game number 1, let's say that this game goes in favor of the red player, which it should, right? And let's say that game number 4 goes in favor of Whocl, taking advantage of his home map. Game number 5 is going to take place on Gabi's home map if we get a full series over here. Certainly makes for a very interesting situation over here. She needs to get the farm economy rolling somewhere. She's got, for the most part, hunters, I think. Yeah, so we have an ibex over there. Where's she actually getting food from? I see that she's got 11 food workers, but I see only like 2 fishing ships over here total, right? No fishing ships forward. Oh, berries! She's collecting from the berries. Yeah, well, that's gonna take a while to get enough to go up to the castle age. Maybe she doesn't need it though. If she can take the docks down over here and basically just prevent Whocl from still going for any navy units over here, she should be able to go and take the TC down eventually as well. It's probably going to be as good as the game being over, right? She wouldn't need Whocl to lead the TC. She can delete it herself. Kinda interesting to see Whocl be dominated this match on the first map and here as well, like a pendulum, since he was just wrecking it on his own map. Yeah, right, but game number one is kind of an outlier, I would say. Right? And if anybody was curious as to what the restart rules for this tournament were, after game number 1, you probably know. Hey, there we go. Whocl does delete the TC. He is going to rebuild on the right hand side still. He's behind by a lot and he's going to keep on falling behind him further. Actually, hold on. When did the TC thing happen in game number 1? Actually, it might have been past 4 or 5 minutes, but yeah, I still think there are no restarts, right? Regardless, Gabi, in a world of her own, she's playing a whole different game. Beautiful. Now this is going to be much better compared to the berries, of course. And Gabi, I think she knows about the farming economy over there, right? Yeah, you gotta wonder if she's going to consider, yeah, going for some pressure over here. She doesn't have the stone for a tower anymore because she went for a defensive one. She does have an archer range, so she's got the skirmishers coming out. T90 doesn't like restarts. There we go. Here come the archers from Gabi. She doesn't have fletching. I don't know if she's got a blacksmith, as a matter of fact. I think she doesn't. Oh, she does. Okay. Oh, a 4! Actually, a 4 blacksmith and a 4 archery. This is really good. Gabi's gonna go for a split push on the right and left hand sides. Both these economies from Whocl are very, very far away from his TC. Well, the Whocl player does have some skirmishes over here. Gabi, of course, is not just going to go for the archers. She's got the archer, she's got the stable already up as well, so scouts are already on the way. Fletching is already on the way. Interesting that Gabi still has not cleaned up the water over here, but I guess it's only a matter of time. Oh, good shot though! Is Gabi going for any extra navy units? She's not. She's going to end up losing those fishing ships, but it's not going to make much of a difference. She is already ahead by 21 workers. She loses those two, she'll still be ahead by 19. Yeah. And it scouts. It's very important so that she can take on the skirmishers. And the armor is going to make these a little bit more resilient around the TCs. Not too much, of course. But it's basically the only thing that she can get, as the Malay don't get bloodlines. And once we get to the castle age, right, she won't even get access to +2, +2. Composition is better for Gabi, in my opinion. Scouts and archers, the strongest composition in the fuel age. Pretty hard to get to, of course. Very pricey. But if she's able to take advantage of this, should be able to take a better engagement against basically no matter what Whocl goes for. Beautiful snipes. Taking the skirmishers down for the most part. The archers are still here. Gabi should be able to take the skirmishers down. These are very low HP still. Doesn't realize about it though. But she does manage to get over to the left-hand side. And this is very, very important for the archers, because now she can group these, push the villagers away from the wool line over here, and then she can also just roam around the wool lines. Park the archers over here, park a few archers over here. Just deny the wool line from Whocl fully. Yeah. We in the industry call the situation GG. It depends. It depends. In this industry, if you are on Gabi's position, you're going to call this GG after your opponent calls the G. If you are in Whocl's position, you call this one G only. You cannot rub the salt off too easily. But yeah, I imagine Whocl is probably going to be feeling quite confident in his home maps, right? So I don't think he's going to feel too bad about being down 2-1 over here. I would imagine he feels like game number 4 should be going his way. And we'll see, we'll see. Still 15 extra workers for Gabi. She ended up losing the fishing ships on the left hand side. She ends up losing the battle over there, but that's after she has dominated this pond for such a long time that it doesn't make a difference anymore. Yeah, true. Gabi even stole the farms over here. Some archers, some skirmishers coming over from Whocl. And Castle HC in 10 seconds for Gabi. Whocl. It's not called the GG yet, but the moment Gabi gets to the Castle H, Whocl calls the GG. That's gonna be 2-1 in favor of the Brazilian player. Let me take a look at the predictions to see what you guys were expecting to see in this game. We see 67% predictions going in favor of Whocl, 33% for Gabi. So let's pay the predictions off. Now let's see what we get for game number 4 at the moment. Hey Ocean and Abyss, hi. Welcome. I haven't seen you stream in a while. Maybe I've just not been looking enough. Are you still doing it? The other day I was going through my archives and I was watching some videos from like 2020, and I remember I saw a clip where a lion targeted a villager of yours from like 2,000 miles away. I have no idea how the lion got the aggro, but I just clipped it because I thought it was funny, and then you just lost a villager in the middle of nowhere. Actually, it was not in the middle of nowhere. You were trying to get some walls up. Anyway, let's go through the achievements. We're going to get for military a better KD for Whocl. In the end, it's going to be a little bit higher than 21 to 20. For economy, we have a much higher military for Gabi. By a lot. By a lot. Close to 4,000 extra resources. Proportionally speaking, it was much better for the red player. Villager max count, significantly higher for Gabi as well. 18 extra villagers. She lost a few extra villagers compared to Whocl, but the extra production over here certainly compensated for it. So yeah, let's just go back, cross the map, the civilizations, and jump into game number 4, shall we? Predictions are on as well for the next 5 minutes. Different questions, same options. Who wins game number 4? Option 1, TTL. Option 2, Gabi. You can use your channel points to get the predictions going. And if we take a look at the map and the civilizations, we're going to see that this is going to take place in Serengeti for game number 4. Civilizations on the right-hand side. We'll see Husila playing with the Chinese, and we are going to have Gabi playing with the Japanese. We'll see how civilizations going to provide them with 3 extra villages spawn starting the game. That's going to come at the expense of 200 food and 50 wood. Besides that, we also see for the Chinese 5 extra line of sight on TCs and 5 extra population support per TC. In addition to 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, while for the team bonus, he gets 10% faster, extra food on farms, while Gabi, playing with the Japanese, is gonna have a very strong civilization for a map like the one we saw before, actually. But I'm very curious over here as to why Gabi decides to go for Japanese over here when there is still, what is it, Atacama or Cross that was left for Gabi's home map. I remember that it was one with the corners, with the corner lakes. Regardless though, Gabi's going to use the Japanese over here. That means that she gets to benefit from 50% discount on drop-off buildings, 33% faster attacking infantry starting in the Feudal Age, as well as... Yep, that's about it. That's about it for the Japanese on a land map. It's the faster attacking infantry units and the cheaper drop-off buildings. Everything else going to be for either water or hybrid maps. Yeah, I do find the Japanese over here quite a curious pick. Not really sure what Gabi's plan is for this civilization. Let's take a look at the map generation. Alright. The CL is surrounded by forest, but this is going to be baobab trees for the most part. And will make it very difficult for him to make use of these to wall himself up, so I'm not really sure he's going to go for it at all. I think it's probably just going to be local walls around the acacia trees over here, most likely, right? And then for the rest of the resources, we have the mango on the back. That's beautiful. Very close to the TC as well. Down south, we have the main stone. And then up in the north, we're going to have a secondary stone. And the secondary goal, what is the secondary goal? The secondary goal is going to be down south as well. Meanwhile, if we take a look at the map generation for Gabi, on the other hand. Yeah, she's got a lot of extra forest, significantly closer to her TC, but she does not have the main goal on the back. She's got the main goal kind of exposed over here up in the north. Secondary goal is super forward as well, so... The scripter giveth, and the scripter taketh away. Now, Gabi, she's got a lot of extra access to it over here, but not quite as nicely in terms of map generation for minerals, right? Although I think the berries are better for Gabi as well, so it's just not going to be wood, it's going to be also food. So, yeah, the berries are on the back, beautiful, and then the rest of the resources are going to be for the stone over here. This one is not for, it's the only mineral that she's got kind of on the back, and that'd be about it, right? She could kind of wall herself like this from here to here, maybe from here towards the TC, and the right hand side is gonna be harder because of the baobab trees, but should be fine, I think. We'll see. Seems like a drush with the Japanese is the only good reason over here. And she's been keen on going for drushes. We saw that in game number 1 as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see something like that. 30 seconds, guys. The last 30 seconds to get your predictions going. Option 1, Whocl. Option 2, Gabi. Use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 4. So far in the series, each player has been benefited by their home maps And as such, we saw Whocl take game number 2 after losing game number 1. We saw Gabi take game number 3 after losing game number 2. And is Whocl going to keep the pattern over here, or is Gabi going to break it? She's going out to the field. It's significantly later compared to Whocl. The bull player, he is going to make a play for scouts over here, but take a look at that. That is a lot of idle TC time. For the Chinese, this is actually, I would say, excessive. Usually players of this caliber are going to manage keeping the idle TC time for the Chinese under 30 seconds. But this is actually a lot, so kind of negates 2 of the villager lead over there. Chinese is like 25, right? Yeah, usually 25, 23. The lowest that I have ever seen, I don't remember anymore, but it was under 20. It was either 19 or 17. I think it might have been 19, but I think that might have been one of those maps where you start with a sheep right underneath the TC. Otherwise, it's like pretty difficult to get a sub 20-second idle count for the Chinese. But this is a lot. Oh my lord! And Whocl, come on, man. That is not good. Gabi, she's got the archer range already on the way, and she's got the same working count as Whocl. You know, if you're rooting for Gabi, this is probably the best position for her to find herself in. In this position, if you're rooting for Whocl, you're probably knocking your head against the wall right now in frustration. But let's take a look. The Minotaurs are here. We know that they attack 33% faster. He's gonna try to find an opening, and Whocl's not gonna be able to do it, but the Minotaurs stepped away and gave the opportunity to get the walls up. In the end, they did not go up, and in the end, the scouts over here are going to provide enough protection, plus the villagers. It seems like they will take one of the Minotaurs down, not so much as to take 2 down right away, but very close to it. Gabi walks away with a very weak Minotaurs, and she's got another full HP one over here, but she's not really being able to do too much. I guess taking the scout down over there has been some damage, right? It's been 2 KD. She lost her scout too. And Whocl still has scouts coming at them now. He's got an archer range as well, so it's going to be scouts and archers from the Chinese. And Gabi, on the other hand, she's got the Minotaurs, and she's got some archers on the way. This is just natural transition, right? But she does have a second archer range, so her archer production should be stronger compared to Whocl, assuming that she does manage to work out the house situation. Yeah, 2 scouts. True. My bad. Village goes down already. First eco blood. Whocl, looking strong. Got 3 scouts over here still to work with. And that's another villager. Whocl is going to cause a slow hemorrhage over there for Gabi. Keeps on roaming around with the scouts. Meanwhile, Gabi is gonna roam around with the archers with the spearmen. And she's got fletching, so she realized the other villagers over there, but is she going to chase them? She's going to chase those away. That's gonna disrupt Whocl's economy a little bit. Interestingly enough, Gabi ended up getting just as much idle TC time as Whocl, so she struggled to keep up with everything that was taking place. And this has been a limiting factor for Gabi. I noticed it in the previous game. And over here, it seems to be the case as well, that when the game gets up past a certain point of messiness, when it gets too hectic, Gabi seems to be struggling a little bit more to keep up with all the things that are taking place at the same time. That is where Whocl is going to shine. If you take a look at the game effective APM over here, you will see what I'm talking about. But of course, it's not going to be the end-all be-all. No loom? Who? I think both players have loom, right? If you were asking no loom because of the villager going down very quickly down the south over here, I don't think so. I think Gabi did kill him. That all time has to hurt? Yep. Absolutely. Okay, oh, okay. Tower. I like this one. You know, Gabi had already pushed the villagers away from the left-hand side. And she recognizes the woodlands are too far away from Whocl to protect those with the TC, so she can get the tower up over there. That's beautiful. You know what? I think I would actually like to see the tower coming up for the red player, probably over here instead. More like on the right-hand side. Still beyond the range of the defensive tower from Whocl, but this tower in this position would actually allow... Let me remove this. This tower in this position would actually allow Gabi to go for a second tower over here that would still be within range of the first tower, so they would protect each other. And then she should be able to push the villagers away from here if Whocl wanted to make a play for that. Although it'd be kind of risky. It negates the stone though. That's a good point. I guess she can work towards a chain of towers towards the right hand side as well. So it's not too bad. On the left hand side, a little raid coming in from Whocl. Was managed to get too much damage down though, but that's a lot of units coming in. 3 archers only right now, but that's a bunch of skirmishers coming to join the archers right now. Only 2 archers left. And Gabi's not taking any stone right now though. So she won't be able to go for any extra towers, right? Because of the tower location she's gotten over here, she could try to go and collect from this stone, and she's going to. It's going to be very important, not only for still putting pressure up against Whocl, but potentially for getting some defensive towers over here as she's struggling to defend herself. Archers and skirmishers on the right hand side from Gabi pushing the villagers away. I guess you don't need towers if you have range units anyway. But now it's going to be kind of a race to the bottom in a sense. Whocl's got a good amount of units over here that kind of overwhelms the defenses from Gabi. He's gonna try to get villagers down, but he's got just skirmishers left. Gabi on the right hand side is going to be in a similar situation where she's got enough military units to kind of overwhelm the defenses from Whocl. And she's gonna try to get some damage down over here. The difference is that Gabi's got a lot of extra archers in her army compared to Whocl, who's going to consist 100% of skirmishers. And in a race to the bottom, where one player has archers and the other player has only skirmishers, of course, is going to favor the player with the archers. So this is not looking too shabby for Gabi, you know? She might be behind by about 4 workers right now. She might have gotten a lot of idle TC time, but if she plays her cards right, she should be able to use these units to offset for the extra idle TC time. She should be able to get more than enough villager picks over here to offset for the few extra seconds of extra idle TC time she's gotten up until this point. So she's looking great. And even though Whocl is going to finally get access to wood over here once again, if you take a look at the worker efficiency in the last minute for the bull player, it's atrocious. That's not to say that Gabi was completely uncontested and she's got the most efficient economy I've ever seen, but this is still very disruptive from Gabi. She sends some archers, realizes about the skirmishers. She's gonna need to bring extra units from the right hand side, and she does. Pushes the villagers away from gold, and once again, this just has been really well played from Gabi. Worker efficiency throughout the game has been significantly higher for the red player, despite the pressure coming in from Whocl, who went for the counter pushes too. If it rhymes, it has to be true. Yeah. The CL gets the market up though and manages to bounce his economy to click up to the castle age. Still behind the military count a little bit though, and Gabi is not putting quite as much pressure anymore. She is very, very far away from going up to the castle age. She's got a lot of units queued up right now. 6 extra military units. If she canceled these, she would be a little bit closer, but wouldn't be able to click up right away. So she can keep on putting pressure over here and taking advantage of the extra units she's got. She might be able to take an engagement that will leave her in a much better position, on a much stronger lead compared to the lead that she's got right now. And might be strong enough to potentially even delay Whocl in the Castle Age and give her enough time to click out to the Castle Age, but it's kind of difficult. Gabi's struggling to keep on putting pressure over here. Most of the units she had forward are on the right hand side defending a tower that doesn't really do any damage over here. She already had denied this stone, right? And this tower is only going to push villagers away from 3 farms? 4? Oh, but here come the archers. No, the second wave of units on the left-hand side from Gabi. She's gonna try and trade for the villagers. She's gotta do it, though, because these going down to the skirmishers otherwise. And she manages to find some picks over here in the end. Let's see how it gets to the Castle Age. And Gabi's just gonna have to get a market up and try to balance his, her economy, rather. Where is the market? She does not have a market. Well, to be fair, she doesn't really have anything to sell right now. If she went for the market, she would use this, the wood that she's got left. So it's not like she's full on 800 gold and will be able to go up just by getting the market up, but yeah, it seems like it's going to be full pressure for her. He's committing to this, and she's getting a villager. Down the south. Not much. Extra TC is coming out for Whocl. That is an extremely risky position to go for an extra TC when he already knew that the archers were there. We have a bunch of scouts over here and Gabi's just going to keep on spamming the units. She's going for bloodlines. She's got scale, bar than armor. And the only thing that will make this any stronger for Gabi would be to go for a second stable, right? But she's got so much damn pressure coming in against Whocl. And yeah, the blue player got up to the Castle Age, but he doesn't really have anything to work with, right? Gabi's still actually denying the gold over here completely. She has the villagers on the right hand side. I would like to see a tower come up over here just to prevent Whocl from going to this wood line at all. But on the left hand side, she's got such a strong military over here. She's going to take yet another villager. 3, 4 villagers going down over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers going down over there. The scouts are getting a lot of damage done, and Whocl is falling behind. Falling to pieces over here, the Chilean player. On 37 population compared to 80. Gabi on over twice the population. 1 inch behind, but with a force to be reckoned with. Even if Whocl doesn't call the GG right away, Gabi is buying herself so much time that she should be able to go up to the Castle Age if she wanted to. And I don't know that Whocl will be able to catch up in villager count, even if Gabi stopped putting pressure right now completely and just tried to save the resource to go up, right? And that's not even going to be the case. Gabi is just going to keep on going for more and more military units. She's got a good amount of archers over here still, a good amount of scouts over there. We're gonna see more archers and more scouts coming in by the minute, and the villagers coming in from Whocl trying to get the TC up are going to take a lot of losses over here. And the pressure from the Brazilian player is absolutely fantastic. The scouts, the archers, they chip away at the villagers, take them down, push the rest of them away with very little HP left. And even though Whocl might in the end be able to get the TC up over here, what is he really going to do with 21 population? No military whatsoever, and the game is over, guys. The game is over, and Gabi is only cruising over here, going through the motions, waiting for Whocl to eventually call the GG. And the Chilean player, well, he's gotta be waiting for the TC to come out, right? But how on earth is he coming back when he's got right now a comparable amount of total population, actually a lower amount of total population compared to Gabi's military count? There's no way. He's just trying because of this being the tournament life on the line for the Chilean player, but this has been an incredible series so far for the Brazilian player, and it's fantastic to see. It's fantastic to see. It always makes for great entertainment to see the upsets like this, right? Can anybody do, I think you guys already did hashtag match in the past, right? What was the difference in elo for both these players? I think Whocl should be higher by about 200 or so. But Gabi just plays so well. Yeah, about 159 by the looks of it. Makes sense. Yeah, and Gabi, I mean, taking the game on Serengeti with the Japanese against the Chinese is nothing short of remarkable. In game number 1, sure, it had a big mistake from Whocl, but there are no excuses over here, right? Gabi just dominated. She's getting to the Castle Age as well by the time she gets there. Whocl is going to have enough time to catch up by about 10 villagers from the 2 TCs he's got going right now, but that's going to leave him on 34 villagers, and Gabi, she'll still be ahead. With the only difference that, of course, the red player will be able to start going for knights, for crossbow, siege as well, and she's got the villagers over here already for it. Ah, actually, that's archers. Oh, she's got the villagers over here anyway. She's collecting a lot of stones, so it's going to be a castle. Is it possible for Gabi to get a castle in between both the TCs over here, potentially touching the elevation in such a way that she should be able to target both the TCs over here? I think it might be the case, right? I'm not 100% sure. Looks like perhaps Whocl didn't prepare to the same extent as Gabi did. Maybe. What an amazing game by Gabi. She played like a beast this whole series. She did. I agree as well. Gabi made such a good work improvement this year. Really happy to see her in the Gold League. Yes! Yes. Absolutely, guys. It's been fantastic. And I would be surprised if Whocl didn't call it a GG the moment Gabi hits the Castle Age. But even if he didn't, we know what's coming from Gabi. It's going to be much stronger military. In my opinion, yeah, there we go. The GG's coming up. So Whocl gets knocked out of the Silver League decider. The final set we had from the Silver League by Gabi, no less. The strongest female player of Age of Empires 2 currently. Goes to show she's got what it takes to make it into the Gold League. And it's going to be very interesting to see what she brings to the table in the next stage. Well done! Let's go through the achievements one final time, as this is the last series of the day. Remember that even though there were supposed to be 9 series for the decider sets, the round of 18, Hoang was sick and he wasn't able to play during the, you know, the allowed playing time for these series, and in the end he ended up getting the admin loss. Who won? Who went through? Who did Hoang have to play against? I don't remember actually who his opponent was going to be. Let's go through the achievements though. For military, we get a better than 21 to 20 KD, rather for Gabi. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Gabi, and it's not even close. And why would it be, right? Given the way that the game has gone over here. What an interesting series. This has to be my favorite series of the whole deciders. Game number 1 was very interesting, very unusual, right? And then the rest of the series, the performance from Gabi and the upset over here was absolutely fantastic. Well done. Not too much to take a look at in terms of achievements over here. Just Gabi